Hi, my name is Lorraine.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hi, my name's Ross, and you are listening to
And you're listening to
Tameside Voices.
Download this podcast for free.
This is Lorraine Whitehead from Tameside Voices, and I'm here with Natalie Beswick, and I'm going to just ask her some questions about women in the trade. Can I ask you, do you find you come across any cases where ladies have suffered domestic violence and they feel more comfortable with a woman than they would maybe with a man?
Certainly I do. Women have directly said to me that the reason they've asked me to come along and do their works for them is because I'm a woman. And it's given them an option that they've not had before. And I can understand that from my own personal experiences as well. I think even outside of domestic violence, women can feel very intimidated, physically as well as intellectually. If they have no knowledge on DIY or home maintenance, I think there's a lack of confidence to know whether they're being offered fair prices. Is the job what they say the job is? But certainly once you add into that people have had a negative experience, it could be a reason they don't have a work person come into the house and they go without. Or I've seen people ask if other people will come and sit with them while they have work done, often asking a male to come along and be part of the conversations to be sure that they can debunk any myths and things like that, make sure they're getting a fair price and feel safe in their own homes. It's definitely give a service that wasn't there before.
You are very highly qualified and you go on all the courses and you've done all the checks. Is there much regulation in the industry?
Unfortunately, I've found that there isn't. I'm a very diligent person, and I was keen to make sure that anything I did in anybody's houses was very different to my DIY. You know, people are paying for this service, so it needed to be professional. I went back and I got fully trained, and I've got my certificates to do so. And I take a lot of pride in what I do. But I can't say that across the board. Unfortunately, I hear a lot of horror stories where people have had rogue traders come into the houses. I put right a fair bit of shoddy work that's not been done to the highest standards. Interestingly, people often get a second workman to fix the work and pay a second time, suggesting there's no avenue for people to appropriately complain and hold cowboys, if you like, to account. I'm also a member of a number of referral sites which require very little vetting to join. Vetting for insurances, qualifications, criminal record checks. I would advise anybody getting a workman, they're coming into your home, you're inviting somebody into your house. Don't assume that everything's above board, and don't assume that these referral sites have checked the tradesmen like they say they do, because it's not the experience I've had. I would certainly ask your tradesmen direct, have they got insurance? Are they qualified? And use some of the Google options to find average prices. Find out what is an average price of a decorator or a conversion or a new fan in your boiler, and get an idea before someone comes round as to what is a reasonable price, because unfortunately there are rogue traders still.
That's quite scary really, isn't it? But like you say, if you do all the checks beforehand, you know you're going to be safe. So I'm glad that you've highlighted that. I believe that you want to do something more to help the community with domestic violence as well. Could you explain your ideas about that as well, please?
Sure. So, as I said initially, I didn't intend on focusing on a female angle, but as time's gone on, there's become such a lot of noise and such a lot of interest in the fact that there is a female and what a female can offer that is different to a male. And I had my own personal experience of domestic violence and a restarting of my life, if you like, after leaving a difficult marriage. And I was supported personally by Bridges in Tameside, who were fantastic. The biggest thing I found was the genuine understanding of what it is like to be in that situation, what it's like to live in that situation and attempt to leave that situation and then restart your life after going through these things. They truly understood. So once I found myself in a position to give back, it feels natural to have been in that position and be able to offer that experience to other women. One thing that was very hard for me when I left my ex-partner was leaving my home that I'd worked so hard to make so beautiful, and the children's bedrooms that I'd worked so hard on, which now was blank and bland, and I fortunately had a full-time job and a career, and a little bit of DIY skill that over time I could put it right, but it wasn't my priority. And whilst I had a job, I didn't have a huge amount of money, so it was difficult. So maybe that's one thing I can do. I can go and help ladies on the new journeys and the new lives and help create a home for them and the children to start again.
Thank you so much, and thank you for explaining about your journey as well. I think you're a truly inspirational person. It's so lovely to meet you, and I hope you go from strength to strength, because I can tell you've got good intentions, and you've got good intentions to help other people as well. So thank you ever so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Download this podcast for free.